Do you feel like you're hustling to feel worthy, to feel good enough? There are 5 surefire signs that you are suffering from what I call the success myth. In this video, I want to show you what those signs are and what you can do about it. Before we get started, make sure you hit the bell and you subscribe to our channel so you never miss when new episodes become available here every week. Welcome to Powerhouse Business on YouTube. I'm your host, Carolin Soldo. I'm a business owner, business scaling master, and mom of 2 boys. I love thinking big, pushing boundaries, and doing things differently. Most of all, I'm all about achieving massive growth with ease and helping you scale your business by living the life you love. Let's go. Have you ever felt like you're working extremely hard and you're setting big goals and then you're achieving those goals, but when you get there, you're never really fulfilled? And then you set even bigger and bigger goals, and it's a vicious cycle that always repeats itself, but you never really have that sensation of true, deep fulfillment and happiness. And along the way, you probably work a lot harder than most people. You experience stress, you experience overwhelm, you work long hours, and you may even feel guilty for not, looking after yourself, for not taking time to work out and your self-care. Maybe you feel guilty as a mom because you're not spending enough time with your kids. Maybe your relationships are suffering. And maybe you're someone who always looks for more work-life balance. You're lacking time. You're always rushing and racing. And you're doing it, most likely, in the name of impact, right? In the name of having meaning and making a difference in the world and doing good and helping other people. So you're a good person on a good mission, but something inside of you is missing and you're not quite sure what it is. Well, that was my story and my journey really over more than 10 years. In 2001, I immigrated to the US from Germany to leave a really painful past behind and to join my husband, Boris, to create a new life and really live the American dream. And we had major success along the way. We worked hard, we took the risks, and we did the work, and we accomplished several multi-7-figure businesses before the age of 35. So we had the money, we had the accolades, we had the awards, we had the things, right? We literally lived up to the American dream, and that's what we built. But along the way, there was always something missing. And I often found myself asking, what's next? What else do I want? What else do I need to achieve to finally feel like this is it, like I have arrived? And so I was on the outside extremely successful, and people looked up to me and they said, you know what, you came here to this country with nothing and you built this amazing life and you have this great family and you probably are really happy. And I was happy. Don't get me wrong, I was grateful and I was happy and I was, really proud of what we accomplished, but there was always something missing deep inside of me. And eventually it came to the point where I had to ask myself, where is all of this going? And I began a journey of some real deep transformation and some real research and, looking inside of myself. And on this path, I discovered what I call the success myth. And I discovered that what I really wanted wasn't the money or the success or the admiration of other people. It was something completely different. There are 5 key signs that you might be suffering from the success myth. I'm going to show you these 5 signs, and then I want to show you what you can do about it right now. Sign number 1 is when you're always trying to do more, but you're never really feeling fulfilled for an extended period of time. You feel happy in spurts, right? There's these sparks of happiness and fulfillment along the way, but it doesn't create a lasting sense of accomplishment, of deep fulfillment inside of you. That is your first sign that you are probably suffering from the success myth. Sign number 2 is when you have a big mission and vision. Now you might be asking, why is that a bad thing? And listen, it's really not a bad thing, but when your reasons and your drivers for wanting to make an impact are not your real drivers and they're not healthy drivers, that's when it becomes a problem. So for many, many years, I operated my business and I made my business my number one priority because I thought that my purpose was to help other people. My purpose was to make a difference, to suffer and struggle, to mean something, to create change, to have this big mission, and to, really create an impact on the world. And that was my biggest driver. So my hustle for success, my hustle to feel worthy, my long hours, my hard work, my sacrifice was all done under this umbrella of making a difference. So I thought I'm doing all of this for the right reasons. But it turned out that those reasons were actually just a cover-up for what was really going on inside of me. So if you have this drive and this need to work on meaningful projects, to do work that helps other people, to be known for doing great things, there might be some false drivers operating inside of you that are pushing you towards that, but again, for the wrong reasons. Sign number 3 is that you feel overwhelmed, stressed, and wish for more work-life balance. If you find yourself always having this need to work and you have a really hard time relaxing, when you go on vacations, you feel like you need to be working, you need to be doing and accomplishing. On the weekends, you always think about your work and your next steps. At night, your mind is consumed with your mission, with your work, your projects, your to-do list, and you're always going, then you might be feeling stressed, you might be feeling overwhelmed at times, and eventually you might even get to the point where you feel resentful of the work you do, which we will get to in just a moment. And again, this is not a bad thing. Your drive and your ambition and your commitment allows you to do a lot more than many people will ever accomplish in their lifetime. However, when this drive takes over your life, it's a clear sign that the success myth is happening to you right now. Sign number 4 is resentment. In the beginning, I thought, I'm just stressed. I gotta calm down. I gotta relax a little bit more. It's just becoming too much, but it's all good. I can manage it. But over time, the resentment really never went away and it grew stronger. I began to really resent my clients and resent my customers and always needing more of them. I began to resent my team for constantly needing me and asking me questions and wanting stuff. And I began to resent my work and my long to-do list and my inner drive for success, because I began to somehow realize that this wasn't going to end anytime soon. And I began to wonder where this was actually really going for me. So if you feel in any way, shape, or form resentful of the work you do, the clients you have, your team members, or anything like that, you need to, stop and look at yourself, because guess what? You should feel joyful about your work. You should feel, excited about your clients. You should feel thrilled to be around, a team that wants to support you. You should feel happy at work and with, what you do in life, and you spend so much time on it. So if you don't feel this way, again, it's a sign that the success myth might be operating in your life. And sign number 5 is that your definition for success is being the best. Throughout my entire life, really thinking back to childhood and going to college and beginning my career and then launching my business, I always wanted to be the best. Not to put other people down or to, win the competition necessarily, but I wanted to be, the best at what I did, to grow stronger, to know more, to do more, to be more. And so my work would always consume my thoughts. I would think about it night and day. My work would be what I was all about. It was more than my hobbies. As a matter of fact, I didn't really have any hobbies. I sacrificed my body and health over it. I neglected my children at times, which I felt really guilty about. And I always put my relationships last, relationships with my friends, the relationship with my husband. And so my work and my success drive literally consumed me. And so if you feel like you want to be the best and failure is just not an option, you will fail, but you're just gonna come back from it, learn from it, and keep going. And you just always have this drive to go, and it's literally consuming you. You know for sure that the success myth is at play, and something probably needs to change for you to feel a lot more fulfilled and happy. So what do you think? Is the success myth happening for you right now? Then I want to walk you through the steps to fight the success myth, to remove it from your life, and to come out on the other side as potentially a whole new person, feeling a whole lot better, feeling beyond fulfilled. I also want you to know that this process is available to you within the Beyond Fulfilled community. I built a complete transformation system and a brand new online community that's starting with a challenge, a 30-day challenge in just a couple of weeks from now. And I'll tell you more about this challenge later, but if you want to check it out right now, go to beyondfulfilled.com/challenge. You can join this challenge right now, and then you can actually work with me one-to-one and in a wonderful community to overcome the success myth in your life together. Let's talk about the steps that are necessary for you to really eliminate the success myth for good. Step number 1 is to do inventory. We need to look at your life right now. And there are 9 key areas that we need to look at. And inside the Beyond Fulfilled Challenge, I use a life wheel tool and a very simple, easy to do quiz to show you quickly what's working in your life and what's not working so well. Those 9 areas include your career and business, your money, your romantic and love life, your social life, your hobbies, your health, spirituality, your family, and your contribution. The second step then is to look at your drivers and your values and what priorities you've been living by. What's really been most important in your life? What are your beliefs? And what has been driving you to this point? And this is going to help us figure out what your false drivers might be. Next, we will take a really close look at what it is that you really want. If it's not the money, and if it's not the significance, if it's not all of these things, what is it? What could it be, right? So I will help you in this process figuring out what you really want that will ultimately bring you the fulfillment you crave. Step number 4 then is to look at your past and potential naysayers. In the Beyond Fulfilled Challenge and the community, I talk about exposing or disarming the naysayers. It's not about hurting them or putting them down. It's more about taking their power away and giving you your power back. So we will look at what needs to happen for you to overcome the past. What actually happened in your past, right? And how does this still have power over you today? How is it still controlling you and driving you? And where does all of this actually come from? Once we know that, we can take those healthy steps towards letting go of those false drivers, making peace, maybe even forgiving the naysayers and moving forward powerfully. Step number 5 has to do with real forgiveness. And you get to the point where you let go of the anger and then you feel maybe compassion, maybe you feel sorry for your naysayers and these people. So there are certain phases that you go through in this forgiveness journey, but compassion and feeling sorry for someone is not enough. For years, I thought that feeling sorry for my mom and having compassion for her would finally set me free, but it didn't. I had to go one more step to get to a place of real emotional neutrality, objectivity, where I literally felt free from the emotional chains that she was, holding, or those chains that I felt towards her for years. So in this process, I'm going to help you go through this forgiveness journey. It's a customized journey. It's completely tailored to you, and together we can accomplish it. The next step then is to really redefine success. You will get to the point where you are able to challenge and question everything and see what's working for you, what's not working, and what you really want. And most importantly, why you want it. It's so important for you to know why you want something. So in this step, we will redefine your future, what success really truly means to you, and how to create it in your life as well. And then you're ready in step 7 to recommit to new healthy drivers. Going on this journey and overcoming the success myth is simple, but it's not easy. Those values, those beliefs, those drivers, those habits even have been, set inside of you for such a long time. And that's how you've been living for such a long time. So it can take a while for you to really let them go and then replace them with these healthy, nurturing drivers. But it's almost like learning a new language, really adopting new habits and then integrating them and sticking to them. So the accountability behind it is huge, and you'll see that as you begin to struggle sometimes, maybe you get stressed, something happens, you're facing a problem, a challenge, right? You face contrast in life, which is normal and great. Those old triggers, those old habits will come back, and they will kick in by default, and they will attempt to drive you once again. That's why committing to it and sticking to it and being in the community, the Beyond Fulfilled community, is so important, because that's how we can help you and support you and keep you accountable all along the way. And then step 8 is the most exciting part of it all. That's when we create your life plan. It's about finding what you really want, why you want it, and then how to get it inside the life plan so that you feel structured and you feel confident to create what it is that will bring you the fulfillment you deserve. So are you ready to start? This is the special time when I get to invite you to join us in the Beyond Fulfilled community. It's a 30-day program that only takes a little bit of your time every single week, because I know you're busy. And it includes weekly coaching calls with me where I present to you one little step at a time. It also includes weekly office hours where you get to ask me questions. We get to discuss what's happening for you and how you're feeling and how you can take these powerful steps. I will also give you journaling pages, exercises, templates, and guides inside the membership site to help you do the work and guide you through all of this really powerfully. In week 1 of the challenge, we will discover your false drivers. In week 2, we will really take the power back from your naysayers. In week 3, we will redefine what success really means to you. And in week 4, I will help you create your life plan. So the challenge is really a fast track towards living a beyond fulfilling life. Now it's time for you to take action. And if this calls you, if you feel like this is something you want to do, go to beyondfulfilled.com/challenge and sign up right now. As always, leave me a comment below. I would like to know what you think about this. I would like to know if you think the success myth is happening to you right now, and in which ways. Leave me a comment below and let's have a conversation. Now stay focused on your goals, create a beyond fulfilling life, join me in the challenge, and let's get started. If you like this episode, give me a like, share it with your friends, and make sure you come back again next week. Thank you as always so much for watching, and take care. What if you've been living your life on autopilot and there's never enough time for the things that truly matter, like your family or your health? The truth is that at some point most people settle and they accept that this is just how life is, until it's too late and they finally hit a wall. I stopped living on autopilot and decided to live a beyond fulfilling life in all areas of life. And now I want to show you how to do the same. I want to teach you how to completely change the direction of your life in just 4 simple steps and start to live a beyond fulfilling life no matter what situation you're in. This is a completely new way to assess your life and find what you really want, why you want it, and how to get it. Make fulfillment your priority and act now.